Every single day that I've come into work here at Chat Sports this week, I've been hit with utter nonsense about the New York Giants and how bad they are going to be in the 2025 season. And on today's show, we're going to react to the NFL and their schedule and the experts and their opinions on what the New York Giants are going to do this year. But if you're tired of all the hate, I know I am. I got producer Jack Lotteray in the chair today, and he said, Marshall, it is a joke that you think this team can win 6 games. I'm fed up with it. I don't really think people know who's actually on this football team. If you're tired of all the BS, hit that thumbs up icon right now. Welcome into Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am Marshall Green. Appreciate everybody for stopping by. Let's dive into it. The NFL schedule was released this week, and everybody saw it. And everybody knows the New York Giants have the hardest strength of schedule, and it's like the hardest strength of schedule in the last 5 years, and blah, 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 blah. I do not care. I'm actually glad that everyone thinks the New York Giants are going to stink this year, and we'll talk about that. But the reason for today's show, the betting odds for every single game have been released for Big Blue. And one. They are favored to win in just one football game of all 17 next year. And it's an absolute joke. And I'm pissed off. And I don't understand why. You look at the Giants' schedule. I get it. It's tough. You got to play the Commanders and the Cowboys and the Chiefs and the Chargers and the big bad Saints and the Eagles and Bo Nix and the Broncos and the Eagles again and the big bad overpaid fighting Brock Purdy's and Caleb Williams and the Minnesota Vikings. Oh, wait, he just wanted to go play there, didn't want to play for the Bears, and now he is there. You got to play the Packers, the team that you lost to on Monday Night Football 2 years ago with Tommy DeVito. Oh, wait, you actually beat that team with Tommy DeVito on Monday Night Football. And then you got to play the Lions, and oh, man, Mike Vrabel, Drake May, and the Patriots. That one's going to be tough on prime time. Then you're going to play the Commanders again, and J.J. McCarthy in Week 16, and Geno Smith, and the Raiders, and the Cowboys yet again. Such a tough schedule, right? The hardest strength of schedule in the league. Why even play the games? You already lost them all, right? Well, I saw this on Giants.com. According to NFL research, 4 of the past 5 teams with the easiest strength of schedule missed the postseason. I mean, how is that even possible? And then, conversely, 2 of the past 4 teams with the hardest schedule made the postseason. I mean, why are we even playing the games? Everyone tells me you got the hardest schedule, you stink, da-da-da-da. I mean, let's just press send to end. Let's just not even do it. F it. No reason, right? Because the Giants are the same exact team as last year. That's what they're saying, right? Oh, wait. How many starters did the Giants lose going into this year from last year? 1. They lost 1 starter, and his name is Jason Pinnock. And he signed a veteran minimum deal with the San Francisco 49ers. No disrespect to Jay Penny, but he is a replaceable player. In fact, the New York Giants replaced him with the best safety in NFL free agency. Oh, and they added the best corner in NFL free agency. And they added Chauncey Golston, who is a great depth piece on the defensive line. And they went from Daniel Jones, Drew Lock, Tommy DeVito, and Tim Effin Boyle to Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, and Jaxson Dart. I think Russell Wilson led the Steelers to the playoffs last year. I don't remember, though. Oh, and then they added Adbul, the best player in the draft. Then they added Darius Alexander, a top 3 defensive tackle in the draft. Oh, and a guy named Skattebo, who I think single-handedly took Arizona State to the college football playoff. It's weird because the producer of today's video went to Arizona State. I think he forgot that Skattebo's on this team. The Giants lost 1 starter. They added 6. They were already the best defensive line in the National Football League last year through 7 games, the best since 2017. And they added Adbul, and Dexter Lawrence is now healthy. Look, if I drank Giants Kool-Aid, blue and red this offseason, I drank them both. But, man, it's embarrassing for the people that are saying the things that they are saying about this football team. It's even more embarrassing for Vegas. They have this team set to win 5.5 games this year. That's what the odds makers and the geniuses out west believe. So I'll just ask you, 5.5 wins for the New York Giants this year. Over, under. If people want to place an under bet on this, There's no way that I would take your bets. And if you DM me your bets and send me money on Venmo, I'll double it if it's under. I mean, I won't do that. Definitely don't do that. So, yeah, it's over. It's very clearly over. But the bulk of today's show is to go week by week and talk about how the New York Giants are favored to win just one football game. They start the season on September 7th against the Commanders, and the Commanders are 7.5-point favorites. I'm old enough to remember the New York Giants should have beat the Commanders twice last year, and that was with Daniel Jones, and I don't even remember who the quarterback was the second time. And are we just going to act like Jane Daniels isn't going to have any secondary regression? I mean, C.J. Stroud didn't have that or anything. Or you never have a sophomore slump in the NFL. 7.5, take Giants money line. Week 2 against the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys, minus 45, 45.5, LOL, 4.5, minus 4.5. I don't hate it, but yeah, I think that's also a little bit funny. Week 3 against the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs, 6.5-point favorites. I don't know if anyone knew this, but they actually call Russell Wilson the Patrick Mahomes Slayer. He's 2-1 against Patrick Mahomes in his career. Might make that 3-1. Week 4 against the Chargers. I actually think this should probably be Chargers minus 7.5. But Vegas might know something. An LA team going from the West Coast to the East Coast to play the Giants. Maybe the Giants win. Maybe the Giants lose. But I'll promise you this, they'll win more than one football game. We'll talk more about the schedule coming up in a second, but I got to give a major shout out to our proud sponsor of today's show, and that is the HOF app. You can use the HOF app to help you place the right wagers for the Giants and their season win total. Have you ever been one leg away from hitting a massive parlay, but it got ruined by an unlucky buzzer beater, maybe an unexpected strikeout, or even a blocked field goal? We've all been there. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of throwing money at parlays that I have a good gut feeling about. That's where the HOF app has completely changed the game. The Hall of Fame app was founded by huge sports fans who just happen to be giant data nerds that graduated from Ivy League schools. The HOF app is going to give you a leg up on Vegas by using historical data, matchup grades, leg correlation tools, and player performance insights. I've won multiple parlays recently, which included the Nuggets winning in Game 6 over the Thunder. With a 4.9 rating in the App Store and over 6,000 five-star reviews, it's safe to say the Hall of Fame app has already helped a lot of people win smarter. And for a limited time only, Giants Now Real Ones not only are going to get a 7-day free trial, but they also get 50% off their first month when they use code CHAT at checkout. So just download the Hall of Fame app on iOS or Android, enter code CHAT, and you're all set. All of that information will be clickable down in the comments and description of today's show. Shout out to the HOF app for sponsoring today's video. We appreciate you guys. Let's go Big Blue. Week 5, the only game the New York Giants are favored against the New Orleans Saints. And the New Orleans Saints starting quarterback is going to be, who knows? Nobody. And somehow the Giants are only favored to win by 1.5. I am going to alternate line that game for the New York Giants to win by more than a touchdown. Marsh G guaranteed that they win that ball game. The Eagles on a short week on Thursday Night Football. They enter this game as 7-point favorites. Are we going to be shocked if the New York Giants win this game? Absolutely. But there's always a chance in the NFC East. This one made no sense to me. The Broncos being minus 7.5. I understand they have a great defense. I understand they have a good O-line. The Giants have a rest advantage in this game. It's also on my birthday, so a little bit biased on that one. But I'm not buying the Bo Nix stock just yet. I think he's due for a second-year regression, and I don't think that offense is going to be very good this year. The Eagles, after being, minus 7.5 a couple of weeks ago, they're now minus 10.5 in this game. And I get it. They're Super Bowl champs. I'm not going to say anything about that one. But I think the Giants are going to split with the Philadelphia Eagles this year. I also think the New York Giants can beat the 49ers. The 49ers are questionable on the offensive line. They are hurt at the skill position spot. Is Brandon Ayuk going to return the same way? They continue to get older every single year. George Kittle, Trent Williams, all the players on defense. Keep your eyes on this one being a sneaky win for the Giants. The Niners having to go from San Fran to MetLife. I also haven't beaten the Bears. I'm not a Bears believer. I don't think they're that good. I think Caleb Williams is too far over his head in the sense of he's bringing too much attention and non-needed attention to him. Give me the Giants to win this one. The Packers, I think it's another winnable game. I really do. I don't think the Packers are that great on the offense side of the ball. Not really a huge Jordan Love guy, and their offensive line is questionable. And I'll show you why later in the show. I think the Giants are going to be better than expected. But if you can't block, if you can't keep the quarterback clean, you're going to have a hard time beating this football team. Lions minus 8.5, fully justified. I think the Lions are one of the most talented rosters in the NFL. It is in Detroit, and that's going to be tough for Big Blue. Take Giants money line against the Patriots. Patriots, look, I don't want to be mean here. They have one of the worst offensive lines I've ever seen. I understand they added a rookie tackle, Will Campbell, but there's nobody on that team that could block Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns, or Abdul Carter. And again, if you can't block, you're going to struggle with this team. Week 14, you have a bye. Maybe that's the time the New York Giants switch to Jaxson Dart. We'll see. I have them at 6-9 up to this point. I think the New York Giants, or at 6-9 is when I have Jaxson Dart coming in. You can go check out my full record prediction. 4.5, I think the Giants are going to split with the Commanders this year. The line that I don't really understand, and maybe Vegas knows something that we don't, only 2.5-point favorites of the Minnesota Vikings in this ball game. I think the Vikings are a really talented roster. I actually think they have the roster that can match up with the Giants and kind of blow them out. They have an elite wide receiver one. They have an elite offensive line. They have an elite defensive line. But they have a rookie quarterback. I like J.J. McCarthy, but I guess Vegas doesn't know anything about him because they have not seen him play. This is the one that makes no sense to me. The Las Vegas Raiders are a horrible organization. The Las Vegas Raiders are a terrible football team. What the Raiders did this summer was they went and bought a cheap suit, and now they think they're ready for a job interview. They hired a fired Pete Carroll. He's cooked. He got ran out of Seattle. You don't just put on a cheap suit and you're well-dressed. Geno Smith stinks. I know people think he's good. I think Geno Smith is a bottom 10 starting quarterback in this league. Their weapons outside of Brock Bowers are no good, and their offensive line stinks. And I've seen a team draft a running back and think that builds a running game. It doesn't. The offensive line is the way you build a running game. Gentry's talented, but I think this organization and myself know all about talented backs and bad weapons with bad offensive line play. This one was interesting. I think the Giants actually win Week 18 at home against the Cowboys, with the Cowboys only being 1.5-point favorites. The Raiders being favored is a joke. I still can't believe that one. Maybe I'm zigging when everyone else is zagging. I think the Raiders are horrible. I think they're a bad football team. I have the Giants record prediction at 8-9. Do I drink Giants Kool-Aid? Yeah, I already said it, blue and red. I think they're going to win 6 games at minimum this year. I really do. And I think if everything goes right and everything falls into place, they're going to win 11 games. I wanted to go to this offensive line ranking heading into the 2025 NFL season from FTN Fantasy. You can go follow them on Twitter. They do some awesome work. The thing that's most translatable every single week is trench play. You can win in the trenches every single week. Nothing can change that if you are unstoppable. And if you can't block the Giants, you're not going to beat the Giants. You have the best defensive tackle in the NFL in Dexter Lawrence. You have the best threesome of edge rushers in the National Football League in Abdul Carter, Brian Burns, and Kayvon Thibodeau. And if you can't protect the quarterback, you're not going to win the game. The Green Bay Packers, a bottom half offensive line. The Washington Commanders, a bottom half offensive line. The Las Vegas Raiders, a bottom half offensive line, as are the Patriots, the Niners, the Saints, the Chiefs, and the Cowboys. And you get to play the Cowboys twice. And you get to play the Commanders twice. Are the Giants going to win every single one of those games? No. But if you can't block, you're going to have a hard time beating this football team. And I think people are going to be shocked at the number of wins the Giants get this year. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm saying it. Never afraid to say I'm wrong. But 5.5, yeah, give me the over on that. Make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. If you think the Giants stink, we could chat. We could chat it up on social media. So hit me up, give me a follow, and click that like button on your way out.